All right, we're back at it. I got my meatball snowball, aka grapefruit chunk, right? So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut it, and it's all wedged up now. I'm gonna cut it in half, right? So I got two halves. I'm gonna put one to the side. Now I got this guy. I'm gonna leave that flat edge. Not necessary, but I'm gonna leave that flat edge, right? So right now I have like half a whatever. I'm gonna put the round side in the palm of my hand. I'm gonna take my thumb and stick it right down in the middle. Okay. And I'm gonna start making a pinch pot. Now I am making, and you are going to make a face, right? This is gonna be like a hollow face. And by the way, I stuck my thumb in there too, and my other finger's back here, right? And I would say between those two is about the thickness of my thumb right now. Ideally, we're going to go for thinner than that, but that's where we start. So right now, I'm into this, right? I got this like really thick pinch pot, right? And I'm going to start pinching fast now and moving for the sake of the video. And by the way, all my videos always seem to be like my work in my videos gets really rough and gnarly and funky because I want to do it fast. I don't want to bore you. But I want to show you the important details. And right now, one of the important details is my two hands. My thumb is in there, and my hands are on the back side. And I'm kind of just pinching and putting pressure to the point where, as I spin it, you can almost see. You can definitely see like my fingerprints on the outside, like when I smush in like this, and you can see my imprints, and the same on the inside. So I go. We do not want this to be too small. We do not want it to be too big. I would say we're not shooting for actual size head, a little smaller than that, but we're not going for mini on these. I want to have a show of these faces at school during these times. I have a cool idea for the end that I think everyone's going to like. And if we all make some really cool expressive masks that are expressing how we feel about the times, I think it'll be pretty awesome. So I'm in here, right? I'm starting to widen it out. Now, generally, if I was making a pinch pot, like a bowl to eat or drink out of, I definitely always talk about like cupping it, right? So my hand is back here, making like a rounded shape. That guy fits right in there, right? Now I'm gonna get my fingers wet. Got a little water just on the inside. You can see how it's glossy now. My hand on the outside, no water on the outside, just on the inside. And I'm gonna start to smooth that out. And as I'm smoothing it, I'm making it thinner, and it's getting wider and wider and wider. I want this thing to be strong because we're gonna put facial features on it, eyes, ears, nose, and lips. But I also want it to be thin enough that it doesn't weigh like 10 pounds, So now I'm like spinning it right on my hand, and it's starting to open up more like this. See that little crack that's developing there? Wet fingers, back of my thumbnail. You can take care of any kind of cracks that arise here, any issues. Boom, let me get this out of there. So now I have, this nice open pot. Now, if we were gonna make a mask, a face out of that, it'd be all right, but we want it to be more human-esque. So I'm gonna actually focus a little bit on making it a little more oval, right? So it's flat now on the table. Get my fingers a little wet. If anything gets like a little crazy on your eye, like, oh, this is weird, you can take a knife, trim, shave, take care of anything. I'm digging this though. Okay. Now, if it all of a sudden is like flat on you, like, how am I gonna make a mask out of this? And this is a great tip. Now I'm gonna stretch this out, and you guys have taken clay with me. You know what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of stretching that clay out. Here's my other tip. So you could do it that way. Here's tip number 2. You could roll out a slab, which, by the way, is about this thin right now, and that's my ideal. So you can see my finger. It's about as thick as my pointer finger here. But it's flat. And that's going to happen to a lot of people. I got a, Shaw's grocery store bag. You could use that other piece of clay, but I want to use that. So I'm going to go and find a piece of paper here. Could be newspaper, could be anything. I'm going to crinkle it up and try and make something of a oval-esque shape out of that, right? Football. I'm going to put it inside this bag. I'm going to twist that bag around a whole bunch. Might grab another bag. I don't want ultimate puffiness. Puffy. So now I got this, right? I don't want any of those little doodads hanging over. Make that nice, okay? Does it seem like it's going to go over this? I hope so. You could take tape right now and make sure that this is all not getting crazy on you. Maybe tuck in a little bit of that extra stuff. I'm going to take this right now. Ready? I'm going to put this right over the top. Let me get my hands wet. Both hands. And I'm going to start to smear it down. Now I could have gone with that circle oval I had earlier, but I was trying to show you two ways, especially if it gets out of control on you a little bit. So you can see what just happened here, hopefully. I got a nice shape coming on. Now, I'm going to find my cutoff tool. Oh, where's my cutoff? My hands are super slimy right now, so I'm going to clean them off. Take my towel. Clean those guys off. There you go. That's my tool. So I'm going to use this. Oh, there it is. My wire's right in front of me. So I'm going to take this stuff. So there's two ways to make a general head shape. Now, what's cool about this is you got plastic on the back side, right? So that is now plasticed on the one side, not dry out on the inside. And on this side, tonight, if I'm done right now, it's dinner time, right? I can cover this guy up, maybe even wrap it around it, all four sides. Boom, that's good. And that is part 2. Let's talk about it in the next video. We're going to talk about eyes, mouths, nose, and ears. We'll see you in a minute.